Hi, my name is Tracy Matthews. I'm the Business Advocacy Liaison to the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce. And today I'm visiting with Joel Marquiss, who's running for County Commissioner. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So our first question is, what do you feel are the key responsibilities of the role of County Commissioner?
Well, the really big obvious one obviously is budget. County commissioners control the budget for the entire county and what gets allocated where your tax money goes. And that's a very important key task. It may not be the most exciting task, but it is very important. The other things that they control is a lot of ordinances, city planning, who gets to control what area beyond just funds. Like they will assign committees. They can do county investigations. There's a broad range of what they can do here, but the most important one is definitely budget. Beyond that, commissioners are kind of a figurehead as well. A lot of people look to the commissioners just like they look to the city council for guidance and feedback from the community, from the government. They want to have that relationship with their government, and commissioners play a very important role in that.
Thank you. Are you in favor of the optional 1% sales tax? Why or why not?
Well, I can go back and forth upon it. I do think, to say the very least, it's good that it's optional. Because as we all know with government, once you put something into play, a tax, you institute a tax, it doesn't go away. Once it's there, it's pretty much there permanently. You're never going to be rid of it. So it's good that it's at least optional as it is now. That being said, I'm not in favor of more taxes, and I'll never be in favor of more taxes. I understand we have budget shortfalls. I understand that money goes towards infrastructure and other very important key tasks. It's kind of it's a fun to be able to play around and be like, well, you know, this county building needs construction. It needs repaired. This part of the city, these sidewalks need redone. It's important for playing a role in that to give those one-time fees to help those institutes out. And so I'm not going to try to get rid of it, but I'm definitely never going to be in favor of making it permanent.
Thank you. What would you do to improve the overall business climate in the city, county, and the state?
Well, that's definitely a very challenging question. I think the best thing that we could possibly do as commissioners is really get out there. I know, as far as I know, all the commissioners have their own businesses or are very heavily involved in their own businesses, and that's a good thing. Creating a community is the best thing we can do. As commissioners, city council, same thing applies to them. It's very important to get out there and have a direct relationship with the businesses in the community. And that way you can have that feedback when the business say, hey, we need this. We don't feel like we're being represented in this area. We feel like we're being overregulated in this area. It's important to keep a very, very tight feedback loop with the businesses here in the community. As far as overall strategy goes, I think we're doing pretty well since we're not just now bouncing back from our pandemic crisis, which fortunately Wyoming didn't suffer very much from. We have a few cases here in the county. I think we're up to 22. So somewhere in that area. It was somewhere in the area. And they were very fortunate that we haven't suffered a great deal in that area. And I think because of that, we definitely have room to be able to boom a little bit, to expand a little bit more so than some of these cities that are really suffering quite a bit and really got to keep a very, very tight control on what's going on to avoid it becoming just an absolute epidemic in their area. But as far as Gillette goes, each area needs to be governed a little bit differently, and I think that's no different here. Wyoming's doing very, very well, and I'd love to continue to see them thrive as much as possible.
Excellent. Thank you. Would you support the mill levy in Campbell County to its maximum? If not, how would you address the budget shortfalls?
Well, I'm definitely in favor of always keeping a balanced budget. I don't think we should ever run ourselves into debt. The mill levy is basically a way for us to adjust back and forth. If at all possible, we need to avoid maxing it out. In this current climate that we're in now, where businesses are struggling, what would be worse than maxing the mill levy out would be seeing a bunch of businesses fail and our economy collapse on itself. So it would be part of structuring the budget. It'd have to be a very careful line to tread, not to max out the mill levy, but at the same time, we don't want businesses all the businesses in the area to fail. In fact, I don't want any business to fail. So it has to be a very careful balance between those two.
Awesome, thank you. So finally, you have about a minute's worth of time to talk about something that I haven't asked you that maybe you're passionate about or you really want your message out about.
Okay. Well, one of the things that, the primary reason even that I am running for commissioner is due to this current crisis, it doesn't feel like government represents us anymore. It doesn't feel like they represent the will of the people. Whatever that may be, it's not the government's job to come in and tell us, I know what's best for you. I'm going to do what's best for you, whether you like it or not. That's not the government's place. It is not their job. The government is here to represent the people, and that's why I'm here. I want to run because I want to represent Campbell County and the citizens of Campbell County. And that includes all citizens. I may have the R by my name, but that doesn't mean that's the only person I'm going to represent when elected. I represent all sides, whether it's independent, whether it's Democrat, whether it's Republican. It's important that our politicians represent the will of the people to the best of their ability, no matter their personal feelings and no matter what the government feels is best for us. And that's exactly why I'm running. That is my entire platform right there. It's represent the will of the people.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Educate, advocate, innovate.